we are going to continue on our JavaScript journey, and today we are going to complete this complete DOM. Then we are going to do a bit of Async JavaScript. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, oh, wait a sec, I forgot to start one of. Okay, so let me share my screen first. So let me see. Yesterday we had a lot of sharing issues. Okay, I think I am able to share my screen. Okay, and this is something which we had done yesterday, so let me make it a bit bigger. One sec. Lights were off. Okay, so this is what we had created yesterday, and let me make it a bit smaller now. Let me do it a bit bigger because we want more space here. So anyways, okay, so okay, hello all. Yeah, as again attendance will be taken at the end. Attendance will be taken at the end. Hope you all give the attendance forms will be given at the end. So I think let's get started. Hope you're all able to see my screen and all. So we did a bit basic of this. Okay, so let me also start this. So go live. So let me open it with this Chrome. So this is something which we just created. The main thing is not the creation of this thing. The main thing is that we learned about 2-3 things previous class, like grab single element or grab multiple elements. This is something which we have learned in the previous class. So let us now go ahead with the DOM thing. DOM is very important because you have to create a lot of JavaScript project to get a job. It is not like that only React projects you should create. You should create some JavaScript projects also to get a job. So yeah, so let's get started with that, and we'll start. So this is what we have learned yesterday. Means if you want to revive rewind or whatever, so we learned to grab a single element and we learned to grab multiple elements. These are two things we learned, and we saw that it is better to grab elements with query selector all, because we have got access to for each here. And we are going to, if we do going to do with get element by class name or something, multiple element, we won't have access to for each. Okay, for each is something which we are going to learn later on tomorrow, ES6. We are going to learn. So I will comment this out, and we'll go ahead. We will go ahead with our DOM manipulation. So now we are going to learn about DOM manipulation and const ul equal to argument dot query selector and dot items is there, and then so this is how we can select this all thing. This dot items is like this class. I'm selecting this, and then I'm going to remove it. I can remove it also with the ul dot remove. See, ul dot remove, I'll do save it. See, it will remove this whole thing. So this is how powerful the DOM is. Okay, so we are not going to remove it first. So again, let me show it, save it, and so it will be shown like this. Okay, so now we are going to target some of the element like this item 1, item 2, item 3. All of these 3 we are going to target, and we are going to change the things in it. Okay, so that you can learn how powerful this JavaScript is. Okay, so this is there, and we'll do ul is another list dot another list, means I'm selecting this thing, this ul another list, this item I'm selecting ul dot first child element dot text content equal to html. So what is this first element child? First element child is like whatever is the, see, the moment I do it, HTML will change. Whatever is the first element of ul, which is this li, and all first element of ul, which is this li, and this is there, and text content is whatever is inside this thing. It is known as text content. This item 1 is known as a text content, and that I'm changing to HTML. So this is how we can do. But we have multiple ways to do this thing. Okay, multiple ways to do this thing. Another way is like ul dot children is an array, and it has got access to this like 1. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So one I'm changing because I want to change the second one, which is item 2. Item 2 I have to change. And inner text. What is this inner text? Inner text is like text content only. Means it will change, but you'll see people using inner text more. It will change this item. Okay, so that it will change, and it is like CSS. Okay, I'll save it, and it will be changed to CSS. Now we have one more thing. Like UL dot, obviously last child element is there, last element child is there, and dot inner HTML I'll do. Okay, inner HTML Java script. So what is this inner HTML? You'll see what is this inner HTML. So inner HTML, see JavaScript H1 I have done. So it is changing like this. Maybe it should be not an H1, maybe it should be an H2. It is changing like this, H2. Okay, H2 is also big. Okay, why it's not changing? So yes, S3 is okay. So what is this inner HTML? So inner HTML is something which is very powerful because you can give some HTML in a string. The whole HTML also you can give it in a string. When you're going to learn React, we are going to see that React also does something like this inner HTML thing. So whole thing I can means it can take HTML. HTML, it is not necessary to have this all this nice structure and all. Okay, no, it is not required. You can have it in a string also, very long string also you can have. Like this SC, I'm taking a JavaScript, and you have to use the inner HTML here, not the inner text or text content. So inner HTML you do. So it will interpret the HT as a HTML. So this is there. And beside that, we can also change the CSS styling also. Okay, so let us do that. And for that, const button equal to document dot query selector button I'll do, and btn dot style dot background color equal to maybe blue. So if you want to change the style, what we have to do, we have to btn dot style. So this is a style thing is there in HTML also, and but the one thing is that you have to use the camel casing here. So background dash color become background color, camel case it become. Okay, so I'll save it, style dot background color. So see the background color has been changed to like this yeah, blue. And btn dot style dot maybe okay, this work text transform equal to uppercase, and it will do that. So this is how it works. You have to do some camel casing here. So this is how it works. Okay, so now we are going to learn about one of the very important topic here in JavaScript. JavaScript was created for this thing only, for event listeners. Event listeners is what? So this button is there. So when I click on this button, nothing is happening. But I want something to happen. So that is why JavaScript was invented. JavaScript was invented to have this nice event listeners. We can listen for a click on a button or something and do something. So JavaScript main intention was to for this only it was created. Nowadays it does a lot other things. Take React, it does everything. So we'll come here and we'll do a event listener is there, and again this maybe this thing const button. Okay, so let us have this thing. I'm going to reuse this thing, const button equal to like this, and btn dot add event listener. So add event listener is something which I'll do. Then I will have a click here. So there are different kind of properties here. So I will have a click here. Click here is there. It's the main property because I'm going to click on it. btn dot add event listener, click event listener to do, and I can do anything on it. Okay. The first thing is that I will do e dot prevent default, and e, maybe I will search as e. So why is this e dot prevent default required? So I will show that also. First let us okay, so maybe this are coming out of it. So this is giving me error because obviously you saw that error. Okay, so now I will click on it and see e is been shown on the console. E has been shown on the console. E has got a lot of value actually. E has been shown. But why have we used this e dot event prevent default? E dot prevent default is required in JavaScript if we are using a button inside a form element, which is of type submit, or else see what will happen. the default behavior will apply. Okay, default behavior will apply. So this, I want to see the console, but I will click here and see it has come and gone. It has come and gone. It has come and gone. So it refreshes it. It refreshes the browser, as I've told it this during the HTML class also, I think. So this is been done because the default thing of a browser is to refresh it, is to refresh this thing whenever the button is inside a form. So it is like that, e.prevent default. It will refresh it, so it will not be shown, anything will not be shown in the console. So that is like that. And then dot target. Okay, so again, so this is okay, but we are not going to use this now. Right now we are going to use something else. So maybe we are going to let us do one thing. Let us cut this all, and okay, this e should be there. Okay, this I'll do. We have this also. Okay, save it. Now again, see the all of the color, this item 1, item 2, item 3 will be like this, but the moment I click this, I'm changing it. So just I can add anything, like I'm changing the color, uppercase, and doing like this, just something I've done. So this is how it can work. Means you can do anything after the click, you can do anything. And now we look into the main feature. So this is just for show. The main feature is something like this, means a real form, and this is a real form usage which I'm going to tell right now. So what is this real form usage? See, I enter the name and the email and I submit. I should, in most cases, what happens, that you have to take that data, the name and the email data, whatever is the email or password, whatever is there, and you have to send it to the backend. But we won't do that backend complex thing right now. And instead of sending it to the backend, I'll just display it here so that it is sufficient. So I'll display it here. So that is something which we are going to do. And for that, actually, I'm going to comment this out because we're going to show it in its place. I'll save it, and anyways it will go away. And I will comment this also out. Comment this also out. Okay, we are going to see this final thing, just like this form thing we are going to see. And here const my form equal to document dot query selector my form. What is this my form? This my form is this ID. Okay, so then after this, and const name input equal to name. So what is this name? This name is this ID of name. And then we are going to have this email. Okay, email input is email. So what is this email? Email is this ID. Then we will have this this empty class of MSG. So this div, this is a very important div. We are soon going to see why this div is very important. This is an empty div with class of message. This is an empty UL with ID of user. So we are going to see both of them. Okay, so then const msg equal to document.query selector.msg const user list equal to document.query selector hash users, because it's an ID, so this should be hash. So it is like this. Okay, so now we are going to do, first thing is the listen for the form submit. So listen for the form submit is my form dot add event listener, submit is on submit, and function is on submit is like e, and again we have to do the e dot prevent default, we have to do, and then after this, and console dot log. Okay, we can do like this also. Okay, I'm calling a function from outside here. What we did, the function was created here only. This is known as anonymous function, which are created here only, but I can do it outside also. So something like that. Console dot log, I can, what is this, name input and name input dot value. Let us see what is this name input dot value. What is this name input? Name input is this. And after this, I will come here and inspect it, go to the console and write something here, and then submit it. See, I'm getting the value. So this is how we to get the value, name input dot value, email input dot value. So this is how we will get the value. So let us do that. Means what we are going to do, but we are going to add a bit of validations also. A bit of validation also like this. Okay, suppose what is happening, the user doesn't enter anything. User doesn't enter anything and submit. He or she should not be able to submit. or user fill one thing, didn't fill other thing, submit. So this is a very important way to do validations, which I'm talking. So let us do that. Okay, e.prevent default I have done, and then I will do, and if name input dot value equal to like this, and or email input dot value equal to like this. Okay, so we are going to have this thing. Okay, so msg dot class list dot, okay, let me comment this out for one sec. msg dot class list dot add error, and msg dot inner estimate, please enter all the fields. So what is this? msg is a class list dot add. So class list is a command with which what we can add. We have this msg. msg is what? msg is actually this div. msg is this div. So what we are going to do in this div is div. We are going to add another class known as error. So what is this error class? So in css, if we come, there is an error class with background and all this color thing is there. Okay, and then we are also going to add something like inner html is please enter all the fields. So this will happen if any of them is not there. Okay, so let me also inspect it, and I want to show something here. Okay, so okay, if inside this section I have this form, inside this form I have this div of messages there somewhere, and let me submit it. Okay, I have not saved it. Save it, and now I will submit it. So when I submit it, see a class of error has been added because one of the field is empty, email field is empty. A class of error has been added, and below it I have something like please enter all the field. Inner html is please enter all the field is also added. So this is how it works, and a big nice thing will be there, but I don't want it to be shown continuously. So that's why I added a set timeout. So set timeout will do what? It will remove this message only after 3 seconds. So let me save it, and now okay, hi all. So now what is going to do, this message is again there. Okay, so let me again submit it. So see, again this message and error have come. Okay, and then 3 seconds it is gone because it is removed. So this is a very good user experience. So now if suppose the user enters all these things, now what? So now just we are going to show it. Okay, we are going to show it how. So let us do that. So that will be in the else part. Okay, that will be in the else part will be there, and we'll have like this const ally is document dot create element ally. See, this is very powerful stuff. Means JavaScript is very powerful. What I'm doing, I'm creating an ally. So what I want to do actually, I will tell you. This UL is there of users. UL generally have an ally. UL empty UL is there of so I'm adding ally to it. I'm adding ally to it, and that those ally will have the text whatever the user enters. Those ally will have those text. So ally I'm creating, then ally dot append child document dot create text node. So what I'm doing, the create text node, name input dot value whatever the user enters, with that I'm creating the text of the ally. Then I am also appending that ally to the user list, to this user list. And after that I'm making it empty, because or else it stays here, So let me inspect it now, and now I'll do the console, and yeah, class node means this all it will be there on the GitHub. Okay, this all will be there in the GitHub. So this I'll put in the GitHub. So let me put this thing, and now I don't want this thing, so I will click it. I again forgot to save it actually. So I will click it. So it is being saved like this. Okay, it is being saved like this. Okay, so that's what it is showing. But let me show also one thing. Okay, so this is the UL of users. It was actually empty first, and then this came. Okay, so then I will have like milk and like connect and like, okay, see, another ally has been added, so this is how it is working. So this is how a form works. Okay, and this is very important stuff. At the end we have seen how the forms work, and this is a very important part of DOM manipulations. Okay, so now we are done with DOM. So as I told, I will give this definitely I will give this. Okay, so this GitHub will be there, and maybe I'll give this all folder, but yeah, so I will give both of means I'll give this DOM basic, this folder I will give. Okay, DOM basic folder I will push it on GitHub and give it to you all. Okay, and that is there. Now we are going to do the, and the next thing we are going to do is we are going to use JSBin for that, so I don't need that code editor anymore. So I'll do the JSBin. So because we are, what we are going to learn now, we are going to learn now async JavaScript. Async JavaScript is important. In JavaScript console we don't have, we will have output. So what is async JavaScript? See, async JavaScript is something which is very important. What is and that is known as asynchronous programming also in JavaScript. When does it happens? See, whenever we do an API call, it fetches some data from the API. So APIs are something which is created by the backend engineers, and they gives us something known as endpoint. They are also known as RESTful APIs. Okay, they are also known as RESTful APIs. So what happens with them? This RESTful APIs, some API endpoints are there, and then suppose like this, JSON placeholder, like this. This is a famous API endpoint. This is not a website, this is an API endpoint. And where it is getting the data? It is getting the data from some a combination of a programming language, maybe Node.js or Java, and some database. Anywhere it can be stored, MongoDB or a lot of other database, PostgreSQL or anything. And we can also see the technology. I have some Chrome extension, I think. Okay, I can see the technology, and it is saying that it is an Express. So I was sure. So this is a very popular site, and see, it is made in Express. Okay, so not everyone uses Java. So very popular website and gets a lot of hit every second, and it can also handle with Node. So that's why Node is so powerful. So this JSON placeholder is there, and this post is there. Okay, here. Okay, and after this, so this is how it is made. So whenever we need to, this is a backend. Whenever we need to get data from some API endpoint, we have another kind of JavaScript which is known as async JavaScript. Because see, even if I hit this API endpoint and my system is very fast, it will take at least 1 or 2 seconds to hit that thing. And in computer's term, 1 or 2 seconds is way too big. Okay, our program should not wait for 1 or 2 seconds. If a program start waiting for 1 or 2 seconds, our system will become very slow. Okay, so even so for that reason, what happens, the asynchronous programming was introduced. So suppose one part of our program does that async call to this endpoint, and the program actually, every program runs from top to down. It doesn't stop, it keeps on running. So that is what is known as asynchronous programming. And one more thing is that JavaScript is a single threaded language. Java is a multi-thread language. In Java, what happens when such things happens, one thread will go to do the fetch the API call, and one thread will keep on running. So JavaScript doesn't have those features. Okay, it is a single threaded language, so it does it through something known as event loop. Okay, so there is for event loop and all, so there is a lot of theoretical part is there. So for event loop, I think okay, not here. Event loop, there is something known as event loop. This is a very important thing. And event loop, this is a very good YouTube video. Please see it. What the heck is the event loop? This is not my video, of course. So this event loop, go and see it, go and check it out. What is this event loop? This is one of the most popular video. Go and see what is this event loop, and yeah, I'll provide a GitHub link anyways. Okay, so this video, you see what the heck is the event loop. I give it to all of my students also. See, it means how the actually the background of how it works, how this asynchronous programming works in JavaScript. So that's there. So let's just jump into the code. I hope you all see that video. And this time what I have done, I have opened the JavaScript and output, not the console. Output is what? Output is like this HTML, CSS. If we do HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the output which we get when we run it on local host, run it through VS Code, anything we run it, we get the output. This is the like output. So that's why this JSBin also very powerful. You can do all the programming here. So JavaScript and output, I only need this thing. Okay, so first thing is that why do we need this asynchronous thing? And we're not going to first hit some API endpoint. We are going to see first through mimicking some API endpoint kind of a thing. So let us do that, and I will do async JS, and we are going to see something known as callbacks. But let us see first the issue. First, what is the issue? Const posts. So we'll have a post, okay, which will be an array of objects. An array of objects are a very popular thing. Okay, array of objects are a very popular thing. As I've told earlier, also title is like title is JS basics, and summary is like this post contains the basics of JS. And now this is DOM basic. This post contains the basics of DOM. So DOM basic is like this. Okay, this post contains the basics of JavaScript. So just a array of object I'm having. So now I will have a function get post is like this, and then set time out. So as I've told, I'm mimicking the 1 second gap with the set timeout. Set timeout can run after any second. Okay, set timeout I'm doing, and here I will run it after 1 second, is 1 millisecond, and then let me have this let output equal to like this, and then post dot for each, post dot for each. So I'm doing this for each here, and then here post like this, and output. So output is initially empty string. Okay, that is a very important thing to know. Plus equal to, and I will have this backtick and li and dollar post dot title and li and p dollar post dot summary and p, maybe not li, maybe I will take h4 and h4. So what I just did actually, right? So let me do one thing. Let me console.log of output, and I'll call this get post actually, get post, call this, and I can have this console also. I will run it. Okay, so see what is there in the console. Means right now I have h4p, all of these things, a very big string. As I told earlier also, what happens generally, even if you have a very good big string, it is not formatted, it will be shown. So I have this very big string and all, and then what I'm just going to do is like I'm going to put it in the body. So I'm going to put it in the body. So body is like this. Where is the body? Body is like empty. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the body because I'm not creating anything in the body. So instead of this, so I'm just looping through this for each, and this output is an empty string, and then I'm adding to it. Okay, so then I will go here and I will do a document dot body dot inner HTML equal to output I'm going to have, and see it is actually auto running. So it is showing like this. Okay, it is showing like this. Now this is not that much easy. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually create another function like function create post is like post, and again I will have this set time out, it's like this, and then post dot push post, and 2000 is a 2 second. So what I'm going to do here, I will get a post and I'm going to push it to this post. Okay, so let us do that. let us do create a post. Okay, so create post, I'm going to call it, and I'm going to pass an object to it, pass an object like this, and sync basic. This post contains the basic of sync. Okay, so like this I'll do, and so what it will do, so first this get post will run. See now what it is going to do, get post will run first, then this create post is coming. So get post is do all these things, and the create post is running. Create post is pushing to this thing. Okay, after 2 seconds, but both of them will run. See, it is very fast. First this thing will come here, this will run, and then this will run. This is very fast. But one thing to notice is that this is 1 second, this is 2 seconds. So let me run with JS. After actually 2 seconds it ran, and it didn't printed the third thing. It didn't actually, my post contained this thing, third thing also, but it didn't printed it. It didn't printed it because it ran after 2 seconds, and by the time the DOM was already created. This is also known as DOM is already printed. So DOM is already created by that time. So that's why it didn't print it. So we have actually 3 solutions to solve this issue. One is the callback, which is a very old solution to solve, and it is there from the start of JavaScript to solve it. So this is how we do this asynchronous programming. So with this callback, so how to do this callback? So callback, what will happen, I'll not call this get post like this. Okay, I'll not call this get post like this. I'll cut it, and I'll come here, comma, get post I'll do, and then now it has a 2 parameter. One is this object and one is this. Okay, so come here, comma, get post is there. Now this set timeout and all is there. So I'm not going to call it get post. I can call it anything. So I'm going to call it callback. You can name it anything. You can name it fn also, but mostly you should name it callback. Okay, after this I'll do this callback, and I'll call it callback, and I'm calling it a callback, and I'm calling it like this. Okay, so this is like this I'm happening. So let me now again run it after 2 seconds. It takes, okay, why this is there. Okay, 1 sec. Push. Get post. Okay, 1 sec. Okay, I think I did some mistakes somewhere. This is where it is not coming. Processing basic and on set timeout. Set. Okay, I got it. Someone was totally right. Spelling mistake. That's great. That's great when a lot of people are there, a lot of people are seeing it. Okay, so now I will do it. Now hopefully it will come. Yeah, this can. Great, Nirvan. Okay, so set timeout. See, now, okay, so now what is happening? Okay, so this create post has been called. So this post is going here, and the callback is also going like get post. Then it will do this post.push. It will do, and it will push it, and then it will wait, means for 2 seconds. Wait for 2 seconds, then this callback will happen. Callback is what? Callback is get post. Now I have all the 3 values. So now all the 3 values will be shown. So this is how it works. Okay, this is how it works. The callback, the first way. So the other way is like you'll hear a lot, and it came in 2015, and that way is known as promises. So we are going to learn. Okay, this is known as async JS. This is a callback, and we have now JSON place. Okay, not JSON placeholder. It is JSBin. JSBin is there, and it is like output I'll do. And we actually, I'm going to copy all of these things, because the most of the things will be like this only. I will close this, and I will save it, and this is like a promises is there. And now here what will happen, So we are going to see the other way. So again, another thing is that the callback have some issue known as callback hell. You're going to learn about what is callback hell, and you in the internet you will learn. So that's why in 2015 ES6, with ES6 promises came. So what is this promises? Promises works in a different way. Although this thing will be like same only, but after this create post thing will be a bit different. So promises, first thing is that I'm not going to create call this create post like this. I'm not going to have a callback or something. So I will remove this thing, and I will not have a callback here. So what I'm going to have, first thing which I'm going to have is to wrap this whole thing in a promise. So promise is what? Promise is like promise in real life. It will either get resolved or it will get reject. So I will call this promise like return new promise and resolve comma reject, and here like this I'll do, and like this I'll do, and this is how the promises work. So okay, this is how the promises works. And here, but one thing is there, promise, as I've told, it either resolve or reject. So we have to send either a resolve or a reject. And how do we do that? Okay, how do we do that? So for that we are going to first have a const num equal to 5. So this is what, this is just a temporary thing, means we have to send something resolve or reject. So we are just doing a dummy thing. In real world project there will be a lot of things will be checked. Okay, so num equal to 5 I'm doing, then num is greater than 4, I'm just checking, and then I'm using a ternary operator. If it's true, 5 is greater than 4 is true, so it will send a resolve or it will send a reject. If it is not true, it will send the reject, and in the reject I'm having error, something is wrong, I'll give. Now it sends a resolve or a reject. So how to handle this here? So when it sends a resolve or a reject, in this thing is in the calling function, we'll have access to two things, then and the catch block. So then will be executed whenever the resolve is sent, that then will be executed. So then in this then I'm going to do the get post, I'm going to call the get post, and if it is an error, then what will happen, catch is like document dot body dot inner html equal to backslash and dollar err, okay, like this, which is getting back, okay, which we are getting back. So I'll do, and then I will run with JS, and after 2 seconds see what happened, what just happened. So it will come here and it will send it here, okay, and then it will do this thing, and resolve will be sent because it is true. Then when the resolve is sent, then the get post is called, and that's why it is done. So this is how it works. And if I make something wrong, not wrong, like it is like I will make it as 4, because 4 is not greater than 4, so it will go to the reject. See then what will happen. Again after this 2 seconds, something went wrong will be shown. So this is how it works. This is how this promises work, Async Javascript promises work. And with promises only we have one more thing, that is known as async await. So this part will remain same, but this part will change a bit, and this was released in around 2018. So nowadays what happens, some people uses this then and catch block, some people uses that. Both of them are quite new, you can use any of them. I use both of them at most of the places. Okay, so that is like this. So we are going to use this async await in a different we're going to use this async await. Okay, again I'm going to copy this all, and I'll do a JSBin, and yeah, this, and again I will have this, and this time I will call it as, okay, let me make it as a 5. Next time I will have a, it's known as async await, async await. Okay, so like this I am having. Then here what happens, like I don't have it like this. Okay, so here we have a function, so we have to call it from a function. So function is init, and like this, and cut it and paste it like this. and then we are going to call this function init. But if I call it like this, it is like an ordinary function. Okay, here to have it as an async bit, I will have this async keyword before it, and after this what will happen, I'll have this get post call here, but I will have the await in front of it. So it is like a holding it. Await is like holding it, and then only if it's when it completes, then only this get post will be called. So it is like holding it, and then the get post will be called. So I have to run it with JS. Okay, so I'll see again the 2-second delay is there. After that, this will be run. So this is how this works. This is how this async await works. Any function here to make it as async, then inside I can use a await. This is how it works. And again, I will make this as like for, and maybe run with JS. I'll do and see it will be after 2 seconds. I will get this. Where is it? Okay, here it is not like this. Okay, here it is not mandatory to have this cache thing. Okay, so although we have something, so okay, let me tell how to have this thing. Okay, so if you have that some catch thing here, so what we do, it is not mandatory. You can have wrap this whole thing in a try catch block. Okay, try catch e, I'll do like this, I'll do, and I'll show this e. So let me make it as a 4, and let me run with JS, and hopefully, yeah, I did something went wrong. So this is how it works. You have to wrap it in a try catch thing. Okay, so this is the thing, and before going forward, we are going to look into a very important thing of your promise, and the very different way to of promise. So JSBin I'll do again, JavaScript and output I'm going to do. Okay, JavaScript output, I don't want this. And okay, so we are going to see something known as sync JS and promises.all. Async JS promises.all we are going to do, and there's something known as promises.all, and this is a advanced kind of a thing. Promises.all, let us see what is it. Is const promise1 equal to promise dot resolve, and I will have it as eat. Okay, I can do the promise like this also. Okay, so after this I'll have a, okay, I have this as promise 3 maybe, and eat, and I will have this as the sleep, and const promise 2 equal to new promise, and it is like resolve reject, and set timeout resolve comma 3000 comma code. So I can have it like this. Okay, these two are running instantly, and this is running after this. This is another way to give a promise also. Okay, so I'll have this like 4, and like 2 seconds it will run. Now I want all of them to run at one after the another, and I want to get this result as it is. So we cannot do it with the normal promise. We have to do it with something known as promise.all. So what it does, it waits for all the promise to complete, including the longest one, and this is the longest one, and then it will print it in the sequence. So it is like this. Okay, so for that, what we are going to do is promise.all, and like this. Promise 1 comma promise 2 comma promise 3 comma promise 4, and then we'll have this dot then, and it will contain this values is like document dot body dot inner HTML equal to dollar values. Dollar values is there. Okay, like this I'll have, and then let us see whether it is working or not. So after actually 3 seconds, after 3 seconds, it will. Now it is not working, means again I have made some mistake. Okay, so the mistake is like, it is not small, it is like big. Promise.all is big. Let me again run it. 1 2 3, yeah, it is coming. Eat code sleep repeat. Okay, eat code sleep repeat, famous Google thing which every developer loves. Eat code sleep repeat. So this will be printed like this. So even this one 3000 second is a 3 second. Okay, it is been, and the last, it is in last. Okay, so that is there. Now I will have a JSBin, and this output I will have again. So now we are going to see a very important thing. Okay, and this is the most important thing. See, all these things which I have shown till now, most of these things are used in, means server-side programming. And if you want to be a front-end developer, most of the things are not required. Only this async await thing is a bit of what is it is required. Okay, so but the code which I'm going to show now, that has been used out is used in all JavaScript projects. All JavaScript projects, you should know to do API call. So API call, because I know, means people ask that thing. A lot of my students, means my paid student, one of my paid student, he was an HTML CSS developer, and he got a job as an API developer in his company using JavaScript. Okay, using JavaScript means that is also a very big job, because to do API call is not that much easy. Means people think it is very complicated, but you should know at least a bit of JavaScript. And API call is a means like a production project kind of thing. Those API calls. Okay, so how to do those? Okay, so they're done with a library known as fetch, which is inbuilt in JavaScript. Okay, so generally we have another thing known as Axios, but for that you have to install a node module. This is inbuilt in JavaScript, inbuilt in the browser, and it is coming from 2015. Earlier it was not there. So async await again, it is async await will use, and call it as a fetch API. So okay, what is this fetch API? So if you go to this MDN, so fetch API MDN, so this is very popular thing, okay, fetch API. And if you go here, so it is something see, whenever there's some API endpoint is been created, it returns us as a promise, so that JSON placeholder. Okay, and we are going to hit some API endpoint. Which API endpoint we are going to hit? So JSON placeholder, not post. I'm going to hit the endpoint users. There is an endpoint users also, which gives me this users. So whenever we hit some API endpoint, we get a promise back. So we cannot just hit some API endpoint and get the data. We get the promise back. So this is a backend code. So from the what I'm creating, it's a pure front-end code. And if you are going to do some example like just calling some Pokemon API or something, is that there is a lot on my channel. You can check it out. So those all also, what happens in those also involve this way which I'm telling. This function alone is the most important thing which I am telling today. This function alone is the most important thing, and we have to use a fetch API. So fetch API is something like the it is telling that it is used by anyone. It used to be familiar with XML HTTP requests, which I didn't use that much, and this fetch and all these things are there. Okay, so but there is a bit, it comes in a two way. So always the fetch API is always better to call it with the async, call it inside a async await. Okay, so if I want to call something inside async await, I should have a function. Okay, function fetch users. Okay, function fetch users I'm going to have. So the same thing, and this fetch users I'm going to have like this. Fetch users like this I'm going to have, and then I will make it a async. I'll make it a async, and then I will have a const res equal to await and fetch, and I'll get this users, and like this I'll have, and then const. So the problem here is that we don't get the data in one go. Okay, so if I do a console.log of, I'll show that thing, console.log of rest. So this is how we do with the fetch API. This fetch keyword is there, and await I'm going to use. But see, if I'm going to do the console here, and I will see I will run it. Okay, why it is not happening? JSON placeholder AWAIT Okay, let me see the second part if it is happening with that, because actually the data we don't get it directly. Yes, fine. See, okay, so I'll have const data equal to await rest.json. I'll have like this. Then let me have this data here, and then I'm not understanding what nodes you want. They are all in that YouTube classes. They're all there. Means the JSON bin and all these things are there, Gopal. So go and get it. They are all there in that. I'm not going to make some notes and notes for you. If you want, you take a note, and I don't have a time to make. Means if you want a note, I don't have a time for that. Okay, go and make the note yourself. Okay. Async function fetch users, but what is the problem here? Okay, fetch users. Okay, it is coming. Okay, so maybe the okay, that it was wrong. So see, now the data is coming in this. Actually it comes in two parts. Okay, it doesn't comes in one way, it comes always in two parts. So that is the problem. We get the data, we got the data. Now we can show the data very much easily. Okay, we got all of the data. We can let me show the data here. It is much better to show it. See it here. I will run with JS, and I'll get this array. I'll get all the data which is there. So this is how we get the data, but we need to do it two times. This is a problem with your JSON placeholder. This is a problem is there. Okay, so that is there, and let me show it outside this. Okay, okay, so this I will again do it like this. Let output and like this. So but I will not have this post here, and I will have this as maybe as item. Okay, item and output, and h4 is okay. And if I have it as item, second I'm going to use the same thing. I'm going to use item, and what I can do, I want this name and email. Okay, name and email I want. So I'll do item dot name and item dot email, item dot name and item dot email, and then this I'm showing it the body. So I will run it here, and okay, so what happened? I did okay. It is not post, it is like I just copy pasted it from there, so I forgot it. It is data dot for each I'm doing. So after how many seconds? Okay, again it is not coming. So today we are doing a lot of debugging. Okay, so okay, let me see what is there in the output console. So whenever you get some error, the best way is to see it in the output. Okay, so this output should actually contain this thing. Okay, let me see what is there in the output. So see, output is coming fine. So output is coming, all these things are coming like h4p, 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 h4p is coming. Okay, document dot body. Okay, I think inner HTML equal to okay, it is also coming. It is also coming right now. Okay, I don't know, it was I think slow or something, so it is also coming. So this is how it is. All of these things are coming, so it is all coming. Oh, I didn't give the attendance form. Okay, copy. So mark your attendance here, mark your attendance here. So please mark your attendance here. So we're done with this, and as I've told, I will give this thing, this DOM basics. Okay, all of you, this DOM basic. And maybe since some people might be filling that form, maybe what I will do, I'll do some GitHub 101, means maybe how I pass it to GitHub and all. So I will do like this. I'll create a new repository. It is very easy to do GitHub. So one thing is that if you're a Windows user, there is a git bash thing is there. So you need just go and download this git bash. For Mac user it is not required. So Windows, you download this git bash, and then there is something known as .git, which will be installed in your system, and then you have to log into a GitHub account, and you have to do the thing which I just did. New repository I'll do. So I'll write DOM basics, and what is this? What is this class? So this is the 7th March class. Okay, 7th March CSS class. So DOM during 7th March week YouTube class. So you should put a description. I always put a description, create repository, and actually it gives us all the right commands. Okay, so git init, I have to do this to initialize the git repository, which I just did. Okay, so then I will do that. This command is actually a bit wrong, so you have to do like git add dot, you have to do, then I have to do this git commit. Okay, maybe this is not fine. First commit, this is a fine commit, so this will add the message. Then what you have to do, you have to do this git branch I'm going to do, and it will give add the branch. So generally nowadays we change the branch to main, and then this is the remote thing. This is actually what connect this thing from our local code to this GitHub. This branch I have to do, I do this like the branch, and then I have to just git push I have to do, and so it will do the git push. Okay, it is taking time. Okay, it is done, and see, now I'll have this all in the git push. This is DOM basics I have in the git push, and I can give anyone this link, which will be there on my YouTube channel on this below this video, and you'll get it. And I will also give this JSBins also. Okay, so hope you all have filled the attendance form, and hope you're liking what I'm doing. If you are not yet subscribed, please do subscribe, and please do hit that like button. It can help this channel reach more people, and more people can become a web app developer by doing certification. And soon I have monetization enabled, so I'm going to have some very cool memberships thing also going on. Okay, so that is there, and we'll end today here, and we'll meet tomorrow for day 4. Day 4 and day 5 are very important, because we are going to learn ES6 on day 4 and day 5, and maybe if we are done quickly, we are going to do some projects also. Okay, so stay tuned for day 4. Is very important, because next week is React week. Without ES6 you're not going to go further in React. Okay, so ES6 is very much important. Okay, and we all